Well, as promised, I'm going to do a series on the late Roman Empire. Basically, I'm going to focus on the Western Roman Empire and a little bit of the Eastern before it really split. But the late Roman armies, started around the 300. And we're talking about an empire that's so big that the emperors really recognized that they couldn't do it on their own. This is the time where Rome really had four emperors that worked together, called a tetrarchy. And it's a fascinating wargaming period because your armies you can use to fight Eastern and Western Roman battles, fighting each other, like the Battle of Milvian Bridge, Constantine against Maximius. You've got the Battle of Strasbourg. You've got Adrianople against the Goths and Fresenius, the Revenge. You have the battles against Persia in the east. The unlimited small engagements of mobile units along the Danube or on the Limes really is quite spectacular. But the army is quite varied. It's a very large army. Has Franks in it and Goths. It has Persians. It has Huns. A lot of different mercenaries, and also different types of legionaries. I built legions that had lesser armor and had archers in rear ranks. I was pretty creative and took a little bit of license on how I created it. But I think you'll see when I get to the video part that it's a really beautiful army. Mostly hand-painted shields. But here we go. Well, here I am again with, I know I always say this, my absolute favorite army. I say that every time I start to do a video. Anyway, kind of keeping it on the Roman theme, this is, well, there's one more after this, the Byzantines, right? But this is my late Roman army. It's in 15 millimeter. And this was built, as you can probably, some of you professionals would notice, that it was painted and built over probably a last 10 years, maybe longer. As people release new figures, I go, ooh, I gotta have those. But no, I really love this army. I think it's because it's Roman too. There's so many different contingencies and different parts of it. The shield patterns, it's kind of getting a little bit into the medieval, you know. I don't know, I always fell in love with it. It's not the Roman army as it was before, but it's, I don't know, it's just really, really nice. I really just enjoyed building it. So now let's take a look at it a little bit more in detail, all right? Okay, well, where do you begin? So generally, let's start with the commander. This is from, well, shoot, I don't remember, but I think it's from Khorasan and one Essex figure. So I mix and match a lot. And to be honest with you, a lot of these figures, I don't remember anymore where they came from. So we'll start with him, and then we'll just kind of go down the line if I don't make people sick with the camera movement here. But we'll start here. So these were the original ones, and I don't know if this guy's, nope, he's just bent. These are my original ones. These are Essex, and I still like them. I couldn't get rid of them or replace them. I just really enjoyed the figure. It's kind of like, you know, the command figure here. I mean, they're just wonderful. I painted these things, my God, a long time ago, probably close to 20 years. These figures are, I think these are Legio Heroica, to be honest with you. And I got really lazy, and I printed out the shields. I know, right? You're saying, Kevin, you lazy man. But I think they look nice, and yeah, I just kept them. As you can tell probably from all my videos, I don't get rid of much. Also, Legio Heroica. And then we get to also the Huns. So this is my dark, dingy, gruesome looking Hun contingent. So 4 units of heavies. And I have a whole bunch of light cav I can put on the table. I just didn't. But I think that you get a very good idea what they look like. So, well, sticking with the cavalry, there's another Essex Clibonari and Legio Heroica. This is Germanic cavalry. So I'll kind of get around what they might look like. These are Roman, just Roman equities and knights, different periods. I think there's some Old Glory and some more Legio Heroica. And on the back row, we've got our Cataphractoi, 3 different units, one from Legio Heroica, I believe, and 2 from Essex. I still thought they looked pretty nice, so I kept them. So that's the back line. So let's take a look at the foot troops. Okay, so if we don't get sick of me moving around, you'll see Legio Heroica, the newer ones, some Old Glory, and mostly now you'll find Legio Heroica, which I think really made for a very nice figure. And these are some of my newer units, and hand-painted shields as I've got better at doing it. Before I just cheated, but now I can't say it's cheated, right? It's just a different style. But I think that they turned out very nicely. And I guess one would have to ask how many figures are in this army, and I can't tell you. I would say probably, well, by the end of the film, I will have told you how many are here, but I have different versions. I have some with 4 stands, some units with 2 and 3 stands, just different configurations. Some are legionaries, and others I've mounted up as legionaries with a row of bow behind them. So one stand is a unit, and then of course I've got a huge line of bow and auxilia units. These are a mixture of different manufacturers. They just, I don't know, this kind of crept and grew with the army. But anyway, that's kind of what they look like. I got a contingency over here of Franks. So on the other side, I have different Germanic and Celtic mercenaries. 2 large blocks, one here and one over there. And I like the differentness of them to show different tribes. And of course, here on the side, I've got a lot of the light cavalry, your light spear and light horse. Of course, they all have different Roman names, but I'm not going to remember them here in the making the movie. But yeah, here's some Legio Heroica and others back here. I think some good Roman cavalry and some more Hunnic light cavalry running around, or Bulgars, or whatever that you want. But each I've got close to 5 different commanders, different figures with different poses, and different ones that I particularly really enjoyed over time. I liked the figure, and so I just kind of kept it. And yeah, that's the army in its whole. Let me see if we can pan out here a little bit. And yeah, there we go. So it's very, very large, and I'll make a figure count and post it. But this has been rebased on the 40 millimeter frontage, and I think it's nice. Well, figure count is close to 1,200 figures. I didn't realize it was that large until I started counting. Well, anyway, 1,200 figure late Roman army. Well, you have to have that many if you want to do late Roman against late Roman. I mean, how many people have a buddy that has another late Roman army? So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And I tried my best this time to get a little bit closer pictures. I found if you pause, then you can kind of look at it a little bit closer. But I hope you enjoyed it. Next army, I'll probably switch over now to the 100-Year War armies, just because I promised that to a couple of YouTubers, and then I'll come back and do the Byzantines. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. Really appreciate your support, and yeah, you guys take care. Thanks.